Hey fam, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and yes, I would recommend the new movie about Mr. Rogers with Tom Hanks. Highly recommend it. It may have just a little bit of colorful language in it, but so powerful for adults anyways. See it if you're looking for something to see. I believe it's available digital streaming and whatever these days, so get in there. But here for the weekly video, Run to the Secret Place. That is the title today. That's my encouragement to you and to me. And let me just start with being honest. The last week or two has been a challenge for me to get in what I call my secret place time with the Lord, which is first thing in the morning, before anything else has happened, before my family's up. I just have not been able to get up for that, and it's been super challenging for me, not just with daylight savings, even before. So I'm fighting for that, and I just want you to know, like, I don't get this all right. But so I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to me. But we've got big things going on in our world too, and the message is the same. Run to the secret place. You know, there's the spread of the possible spread of the coronavirus, and people are worried about that. Hey, take wisdom, take precautions, do what you need to do. But we don't need to panic or fear. The spirit we have in God is not a spirit of fear, and we talked about this and prayed about this at our Wednesday prayer gathering. We're declaring just the opposite, that God would put a canopy of protection over our whole city, our whole area. But if you're experiencing fear, you don't know what to do, run to the place of prayer. Not to the place of anxiety, not to the place of striving, not trying to figure it out. I remember after 9/11, that's almost 20 years ago now, people were running almost literally to the place of prayer, and even our own church, like, we had people were demanding that we open up the building so they could just come and pray and be before God. People were worried, they were scared, they understood that in a moment of crisis, the right response is to turn to God. And that's actually a good thing. That is right. There are many times in life when it's our need that turns us to God. And even those that aren't actively walking with Him will look up in a moment of crisis. I believe we have an opportunity in this moment. And Christian, believers in Jesus, we should be the first ones running to the place of prayer in this time of need, because that's where we will obtain grace and mercy. Come boldly before the throne of God. So I love it that need will draw people to God. I don't like crisis. I don't want to invite crisis, but we need to realize that we are absolutely in need of Him. The issue is that many times when the issue isn't as present, or the crisis doesn't feel as real in our lives, we back off. And I'm not just talking about people that maybe don't come to church on Sunday, but then call out to God. I'm talking about all of us, right? When life isn't as pressing, maybe we're not as prone to pray. So maybe I think the real issue is that we don't actually see how desperately we need Him every moment. The crisis is that every moment we need Him. Like the song says, every hour we need Thee. We are dependent on Him to actually live, for actual life. And I'm praying, God, give us eyes to see, so that we don't need an external crisis to realize our internal need and our internal dependence. That we need Him in our homes, we need Him in our families, we need Him in our jobs. Just because things seem to be going well doesn't mean that we aren't desperately in need of the power, the presence, and activity of God, because we absolutely are. And even if your life is going well, realize that for your neighbor that doesn't know Jesus, they are desperately in need. I mean, heaven and hell in need of Jesus. And that's urgent. And you have the ability, the privilege, the honor of running into the secret place on their behalf. That's desperate. That's a crisis. Lord, open our eyes to the crisis all around us. So many things would be changed. So many lives would be touched if we would simply run to the secret place. I'm telling you, not to bring condemnation, but when there's issues in our world, when we're wondering about viruses or upcoming elections, we should be running to the secret place. We should be running to the prayer room. We should be running to the prayer gatherings. This should be our first response in every moment, because then He can deliver what only He can deliver. He can change the things that we can't change. Seems that are too big, that seem out of our control. I mean, He can change world systems. He can change the trajectory of nations. And he really is the only one. Oh Lord, would you give us a revelation of your goodness, and let us see how you are the answer to our need. And may we run into the place of prayer daily, weekly, alone, and in community. God is good and we need him. Let's run to the secret place. Run to it alone. Run to it with your family. Run to the secret place anytime there's a prayer gathering. Get in the place of prayer. This is our place of hope. This is what our faith is in. And let me tell you, it's the place of peace. It's the place of joy. And if you feel you're lacking peace and joy, run to the secret place today. I'm there with you.